So this one's a request. I love it when people comment on my videos. So if you want to leave a comment and make a suggestion for a video idea, I'd love that. So this question is about, can I make a video about the Dao? So I think when I made my video on what kind of yoga I teach, I mentioned that I did some yoga teacher training in Okido yoga, which is based on Japanese, well, it's based on the teachings of a Japanese man, and it's yoga, so it has all of the normal sutras of yoga, and but it has a bit of more Chinese and Japanese concepts included. Now, first of all, I want to just have a bit of a disclaimer. So please know that I'm a student of all of this. I'm learning about this, but I have been learning about Chinese culture now for a number of years, and I've lived in China. So this is based on what I kind of intuitively feel I know up until now. But also, another sort of point to make on this is that because the communists took over China in 1949, and especially during the Cultural Revolution, where no sort of scholars or philosophers or religion was allowed, then a lot of this stuff people are kind of scared to talk about. So a lot of it is sort of in communist China was sort of taboo, and which means I think a lot of it kind of went underground, had to be kind of talked about quietly. Although traditional Chinese medicine has stood the test of time and is taught all around the world. And yeah, so that's sort of a couple of points I wanted to make at the outset. But to me, I don't think Taoism is a religion. It's more like a kind of a belief about the way of the world, and kind of like a philosophy for living life. So to me, it relates to the true laws of nature. So how does a lady beetle know to go and sit on a flower? How does a fly know to buzz over food? How does a tree know to put down its roots and grow? How do the seasons work? It's all interlinked. And if we as humans, as part of nature, tune into nature as much as possible and tune into the cycles of the moon and the cycles of the world and the cycles of nature and the seasons of nature, then we'll be better off. So I can give you an example, just a really simple example. A lot of Chinese people sort of have this they have this knowledge sort of inbuilt into them, because food is such an important part of Chinese culture. Food is medicine. Food and lifestyle are a central concept of traditional Chinese life. So you eat the seasonal food, you eat the local seasonal food, you do certain things at certain times of the day. It's all, the Tao is linked into traditional Chinese medicine. And I just recently bought a book about Taoism and how it affects our emotions. I just want to have a quick mention too about why sometimes it's TAO and sometimes it's DAO. It can be a bit confusing. So TAO is the way that it was originally phoneticized into English. So back in the day when people were writing Chinese in English, they used TAO. That was the Wei Giles system of romanization. And then the most modern way to romanize Chinese is to use pinyin. So DAO is the pinyin, but it's the same sound. So it's Dao. Dao, that's how you say it in Chinese. But literal translation of the word Dao can be sort of the way. The way. So this is my sort of introduction to Taoism. And yin and yang is a part of Taoism too. So yin and yang is about balancing out the heat and the cool, the feminine, the masculine, the sun and the moon, that kind of stuff. So I'm really interested in learning more. And I've got another request for a video, two ideas for videos. So I will see you soon in the next one. Please subscribe to my channel. Come and say hi on Instagram at Studio China. And yeah, hit me up in the comments below if there's anything that you'd like to hear more about. Also, like, anything about Taoism is about respecting nature, and I love being in nature. I love trees, and I love kind of putting my feet in the earth and tuning into the sun and the moon and the seasons. Oh, here's that example that I wanted to tell you about. So my husband, actually, just done this. So my Chinese husband, he has a lot of this knowledge about the seasons, and it's sort of inbuilt into him, and he doesn't even acknowledge the knowledge that he has. So I said to him, we'll have to do another video. We'll have to do a video together, because my last video, when I mentioned healthy habits of my Chinese husband, actually got quite a lot of views. And so I said to him, come in one of my videos and you can talk about, health. And he said, I don't know anything. He was sort of discounting his knowledge. And I thought, so he doesn't really understand how much he knows, because it's sort of like inbuilt into him because of how he was raised. But here's an example. So he likes to drink orange peel tea in winter to keep bugs, colds and flus away. And he told my dad about it. So my dad had been drinking orange peel tea in winter. And then just recently my dad was here and he was brewing orange peel tea, and Shamang's like, what are you doing that for? You only do that in winter. So that was just an example of how he knows that you do that in winter. And yeah, anyway, so this is turning out to be quite long, guys. Hope you have a wonderful day. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.